Hello, my fellow comic book collectors. It's Alan, the Comic Collector Geek, and this is part two, part two of this historic unboxing. I'm calling it that. I'm working with it. The very last book is historic, but we're still into the raws right now. We're in the raw section, and we got all these ones to go through. Last time, actually, part one started out with a bang. Like some golden age stuff, some pretty cool books. So if you haven't already, check that video out, and let's get into it. We're gonna start out with with some modern stuff. I gotta tell you something about myself here. I like quirky stuff. I like things that kind of are homages or playing with pop culture, and that's what this homage or variant cover does. This is Bunny Mask, and it's like Bunny Mask is this character with the weird bunny mask, but this is kind of like Quicks, or like there's like a cereal company for kids. I think it's Quicks, or it wasn't really sold in Canada, but this is like that cover of the cereal box where it had like a rabbit. It was like Quick's rabbit. I think it's Quick, like, but Quick's chocolate or something like that. Or Quick's Cocoa Puffs or something like that. I'm not sure what the full name was, but they kind of did it with Bunny Mask. Not a bad series, actually. Definitely one worthy of checking out. I've read the first 6 issues, I think. 5 or 6 issues. So, yeah, just a cool one. This is Bunny Mask. I'm not even sure what issue number it is. Yeah, doesn't even say. I always find that funny. But I just thought it was a really great homage or parody or whatever. So Bunny Mask. And next one is another thing that I collect. So I collect homages. And another thing I collect is infinity covers. I love infinity covers. You get like multiple covers in one. I don't know. I just think infinity covers are cool. I think it was Black Box Silver and Bronze that told me about this one. This is Goose #1, and it's just a cool infinity cover. I have a feeling this is kind of like Mad. Would be my guess. It's a magazine size, and you got this weird goose, and it's reading Goose, and it's like an infinity cover. So just a interesting one. I like these infinity covers. So yeah, looks interesting book. Actually, afterwards I could have gotten a really good deal where somebody had 1 through 3 of Goose, and they sold it for almost the same price as what I paid for Goose #1 by itself. But oh well. I could have, somebody offered it at the end, and it was too late by that point. I had already bought #1, so I didn't feel like buying the other ones. Okay, this next one. Oh, wow. Okay, so this is from my comic shop. I was wondering why. Now, this is a very interesting book. This is one that looks like it's a coverless copy. It's not a coverless copy, but it looks like one. This is Miss Victory #3. It's actually not. It's like Holyoke, actually, #3. Now, what they did is they would do these kind of one-shots. But for some reason they did it where it looks like it's coverless. I don't know why. All of them are like that. They're all like this, where it looks like a coverless copy. Now, from what I've read, this actually doesn't have a Miss Victory story inside of it. This is the cover, actually, but it but because this is the cover and Miss Victory is on the cover, this is the first cover appearance of Miss Victory. So kind of a weird book. It looks like a coverless copy. I don't know why they did it this way, but they put these kind of covers on them, where I think it's like reprinted material even. I'm not sure. But it becomes the first covered, first cover appearance of Miss Victory. And she was like sort of this golden age character. And I collect Golden Age female characters. It's a very hard book to find, actually. I think very small census count on it, because I think a lot of them didn't survive because, you know, it's coverless. It's not a good way to have your books survive, to do that kind of weird printing. Okay, I mentioned this in the previous video. One of the things that you'll see in this unboxing series is I collected a bunch of Supergirl first costume appearances, if that makes sense. Now, this one is kind of a key. This is Action Comics number 262, and this is the first cover appearance of Supergirl with the red skirt. So this is a clothing first appearance. I know it's a weird thing. It's not her first appearance. Her first appearance is in Action Comics 251-ish and 252. But this is the first time you see her in the red skirt. Now, probably what happened in this issue was the colorist didn't get the memo or something, and he should have made her skirt blue, but they did it as a red skirt. So this is actually the first time you see her with that red skirt. I actually associate her more with the red skirt than the blue skirt. That's a thing. Which do you prefer, the red skirt or the blue skirt? I kind of like the red skirt. I find it breaks up the whole pattern. It looks more like Superman's, like it sort of, you know, matches the cape. I don't know. I kind of like I'm debating about fashion on my channel here. But this one was probably a mistake, because later on, like probably for the next 30 or so issues, she was always blue top, blue skirt. So just an interesting thing. That's Action Comics 262, first cover appearance of the red skirt. And the reason I say first cover appearance is actually when you see her for the first time in comics, they show her with a red skirt. However, in her first appearance, where she is actually on the cover as well, which is Action Comics number 252, she's wearing a blue skirt. So in 251, they kind of do a preview, and in that she has a red skirt. In 252, it's a blue skirt. Weird stuff. Probably nobody noticed. It's the colorists doing their thing. But I don't know. I collect these weird things. I like these weird things. Speaking of weird things, this is one that I missed out on. I think I didn't go to the comic store that week, and it sold out, so I wasn't able to get it. This is Dwellings number 1, and it's kind of like this Archie style, or like Harvey style, maybe Dell comic style, I don't know. Kind of that cartoony style, but horror. I think it was sort of a hot book for the week. I missed out on it, so I had to get it from eBay. So it's quite an expensive cover price, like $10. I think I paid like basically undercover, actually. So this is Dwellings number 1, and it's from Omnipress, but it's just a really cool one. I think it's, you know, I like these. Yeah, really, actually, a lot of cool things going on here. You got the Comic Code Authority stamp, and it's like, it says definitely not for kids or cowards. So very interesting. And then you got each of the kids have like murderer, then heartache, psychosis. They're all like different weird names. Possession, torment, and then despair. Just different, really interesting character names. Okay, so that's that one. And the next one I need probably, maybe I can get it. Okay. Next one is kind of shipped in a very weird way. Okay, so I'm gonna find out what this is. Actually, does it say? Nope, it does not say. Or maybe it does. Oh, okay. Another Supergirl. So you'll notice a bit of a Supergirl theme going on here. Not intentional. Okay, so this is kind of mixing a few of the things that I was talking about. I was talking about Supergirl, and I was talking about homages. Well, this is a mixture of the two. So this is Death of Supergirl. But you got Supergirl holding Supergirl. I actually really liked this costume for Supergirl, just so you know, which they did for a small series for Supergirl. But then you see the traditional Supergirl in behind. So she actually has the red skirt, just so you know. I noticed these weird red skirt, blue skirt things. But this is an homage to Infinite Crisis, where you see the death of Supergirl and it's Superman holding Supergirl's body. So just a cool homage. This is Supergirl number 79. So yeah, just a cool homage. I like homages. I like Supergirl. So mixture of the two, if that makes sense. Okay, what's next? Okay. Looks like my comic shop order. I order a lot of stuff from my comic shop. Okay. It's a nice little set. So in this unboxing, I believe I finally finished my Uncle Scrooge collection for a certain era, and I'll show you what I mean by that. So this is Uncle Scrooge 293. And it was basically, I think it was like 10 or 11 issues. It was a bunch of issues. I forget how many, to tell you the truth. Where it's sort of this historical time period where you look at, I think it was like a 100-year period where you look at, I think it's like 1864 to 1964. And it's like looking at the life and times of Uncle Scrooge. And it's just one in that series. Now, Don Rosa was the artist and writer for it. Because one of them has like what's considered culturally insensitive cover, where it shows kind of like a black African tribal guy on it. I believe that they canceled the title. They canceled this from being reprinted, and so that issue became very valuable because it was slated to be never reprinted. Okay. So, yeah, that's what happened with that. But Don Rosa mentioned that, hey, well, if that one's removed, then you can't have the rest of the series being reprinted because it just won't make sense. You'll be missing an issue. So these ones are still cheap. They're like cover price or like maybe $10 max, $5-10 really. But I think it's a good spec. And it's a cool story. I like Uncle Scrooge. So I haven't had a chance to read it. I was actually kind of waiting to get the full set, and then I was going to read it. So I'll read it after this unboxing, basically. So yeah, so Uncle Scrooge, 293. Another set that actually, I don't know why I never finished this, but I'm not even sure if I still haven't finished it. Okay, so another series that I have the issue number 1 from it, and I should have picked up the other issues at the same time, but I never did, is Erotic Worlds of Frank Thorne. I like this series just because it's kind of good girl art. It's not meant for kids. it's from Arrow's Comics, which usually is adult kind of style. But I like the good girl art elements to it. So that's Erotic Worlds of Frank Thorne. I have number 1, and actually there's an earlier series as well with her. So yeah, so that's number 1. Number 2, I should say. Number 2, and this is number 3. So I already had number 1. That's number 2. Number 3. And it's kind of like this down south kind of girl, typical like hillbilly, I should say. So that's number 3, and then we got number 4, and I'm missing number 5. I realize because this is number 6, and it's kind of like looks like Red Sonja. So yeah, so just a cool little series. I gotta find number 5 now. I don't know where number 5 is, but once I get number 5, I think it might be in this unboxing. I might have picked it up elsewhere. But I'm a completionist, so I, I feel like I had to get this rest of the series. So that's Erotic Worlds of Frank Thorne. I just like his art style. I think he's a great artist. Yeah, so I wanted to get that. Okay, this one. Oh, okay. This is a cool one. This is Josie and the Pussycats #1. This is another one I always thought I had in my collection, but I didn't. I actually have Josie and the Pussycats' first appearance, and I have Josie's first appearance, and all those things. But I never had this one, which I think is their second title. So what happened was Josie made her first appearance in Archie's Gals and Pals, but then she had her own series called Josie, and then eventually that series changed over to being Josie and the Pussycats, and you know, it ran for a bunch of issues. Then they came out with this, which is Josie and the Pussycat #1, and it became a new series. So this is based on the Cartoon Network's release of Josie and the Pussycats. So this is, yeah, Josie and the Pussycats #1, and it's Dan DeCarlo art, which is nice. There's actually a Adam Hughes version of this that I'd really like to get, and I'm actually debating about getting, which I might actually pick up. You might see it in a future unboxing because I really like it. There's a really great, I think it's Adam Hughes that did the cover. Or no, not Adam Hughes. I'm mistaken on that. It's J. Scott Campbell. Did a really great cover for that one. That's really, really great. And it's one that I had it in my shopping cart many times, and I was kind of debating about getting it multiple times. And I don't know why I never pulled the trigger on it, but I just never did. Because it is a bit pricey for what it is. So maybe that's why, but it's definitely a cool cover. Okay, one sec here. Some more My Comic Shop stuff. Oh. Okay, so some of these are gifts that I'm going to be giving to various friends of mine. I actually got 2 copies. These are like really cheap. This is Mighty Crusaders from Red Circle. Now this is actually interesting because this is Mighty Crusaders #4. And this is actually the first appearance of this character right here, Duckling. Now, Mighty Crusaders is actually an older series. This Red Circle kind of brought them back. And a lot of people, when they think, oh, Duckling makes her first appearance in Mighty Crusaders, they look at the older series. But she didn't make her first appearance there. She made her first appearance in this kind of modern, like not really modern, it's from 1983. This Copper Age, I guess, series is where she made her first appearance. They kind of added her as a new character for the Mighty Crusaders. So Duckling, right there. The reason I picked this up is was actually because my friend Joe from Black Box Silver and Bronze, he was talking about how they're going to come out with Duckling #1 as a new comic. So they're basically bringing back this Copper Age character, and they might do something with her. So kind of a cool first appearance. I actually picked up 2 copies of it just to give to friends. I have actually a 3rd copy in my already in my collection. So just a fun one. Speaking of fun ones, this next one, it actually doesn't present too bad, but I knew this was going to be a little rough. This is a Golden Age comic that I just think it's a great cover. It's a really nice cover. It's Tess the Typus. This is Good Girl art. Tess the Typus #11. Now there's 2 covers in this series that I really like. This is maybe my 2nd favorite. There's another one that I'm hoping to get. It's a bit expensive though. These ones go for big money. This one I got a little bit cheaper because it was on My Comic Shop and they had best offer, and I kind of talked the guy down. But because there's a lot of writing on it, you'll see like the guy wrote there, they put a big X here. I don't know why there's an X. He wrote on her legs, M and F. I don't know. Just very annoying that they wrote all over it, but it doesn't actually present that bad when you look at it in person. Maybe on the screen you can see all those flaws really well. They also wrote up here, which is annoying, But I really like the imagery of it. I think it's just such a cute cover. I like the fact that she's doing jet skiing, but she's using her boyfriend as the means of powering her, I guess. So yeah, Tess the Typist, number 11. I think it's a fun cover. Yeah, so that's a cute one. Okay, so now we get something from Midtown Comics. I think I know what this is. They sell variant covers every so often, and I got a bunch of variants from them. So there's a bunch of stuff inside the bag. Some tag us and follow us. So if you scan this, one second, scan that, maybe you get some freebie, I don't know. Then there's, so a bunch of their cards were inside. And I thought there was multiple comics from them. Okay, so this is, maybe this is a giveaway. Actually, I thought there was, I had ordered stuff from them. But this is not one I ordered. So this is, what is it? Blackwater High? I'm not sure what this is. It's like, what does it say? I'm not sure what the issue is, but it's a signed copy, and it's like it's signed 10 of 300, and it's, I guess, signed by Kelly Thompson. So yeah, very interesting. I'm not sure why I got this. I think it's probably a giveaway. I'm going to say giveaway from my friend Falco. But interesting book. I think I ordered some stuff from them, some stuff as well, but that was not not the thing that I ordered. So I think it was a giveaway. So that's interesting. It's always cool to get free stuff, and especially signed free stuff. That's even better. Oh wow. Okay. I wasn't expecting this one so soon, but this is a big book. This one actually I just saw. So Automatic Comics, Ryan from Automatic Comics, and Swaggle and Como Comics just did, at the time of me recording this, maybe a couple days ago, they did a video where they were showing the top 10 or top 9 horror covers. And they picked each one artist one was, I think they chose L.B. Cole. I think it was L.B. Cole, Don Heck, and what was the other one? Bernard Bailey, I think it was. Those 3 artists. And they were showing what they thought were the best covers by them. And this was one of the ones that they mentioned for Don Heck. This is Weird Terrors. I'm not even sure what issue number it is. Weird Terrors number 7. And it's just this really cool cover. So we got you got this framed thing here, but this is a furnace. And you see the hand coming out of the furnace, and you can see the flames. And so you, as the reader, are coming at it with the perspective of being inside the furnace. And you got this weird kind of demon-like guy just stoking the flames and burning you alive, basically, as the reader. So this is Weird Terror number 7. It's just a classic cover. I just lucked into it. Somebody had it on Instagram, and I was like, oh, that's a really cool comic. And I, gave them an offer, and they accepted. I was quite happy. So this is Weird Terror number 7. Very cool, creepy cover. Okay. Let's see what this next thing is. Oh, this one has a lot of, okay. Oh, okay, not too bad, actually. Okay, this one is just, this, as I said, I like quirky stuff. This is a quirky comic. This is Kill Barney. Somebody showed this on one of the shows that I was on. I thought, wow, that's so funny. It's like Beavis and Butthead. And then we got Barney being just brutalized. So it's Kill Barney number 1. And it's from Parody Press, I believe. PP is, I think, Parody Press. I thought it's just a funny cover. I was tortured by Barney as a kid, not as a kid, as a, well, when my kids were kids, I should say. My daughter would have us play Barney all the time, and I was like, oh, I couldn't stand, I couldn't, Barney was like going into my brain. It was like very scary. So I can really relate to this comic. It's like Kill Barney. So yeah. So that's Kill Barney #1. Okay, and now just one last comic, another one from my comic shop. And we'll see what it is. Oh, maybe two, actually. Oh, okay. This is kind of a funny one. I never owned this. This is one of those ones I never owned. I always thought it was like a quirky one. This is Super Pro #1. They massively printed this comic, so this is not a very valuable comic. You can pick up like a 9/8 for like $50 or something like that. But yeah, I picked this up like, I think it was like $5. So it's not an expensive comic, but I just thought it was kind of a quirky one that I wanted to have in my collection. So Super Pro #1. Yeah, I think it only lasted like a few issues. Didn't last that long, but it's like a football superhero character. And they really tried to make it work because they had like guest star Spider-Man. Yeah, that's what they always do. If they want to like kind of promote a new character, they'll throw in Spider-Man to try to make it, so people will go after it. Oh, okay, and we're gonna end with a major book, a major book. So this is I showed some pretty cool books. This is a really major one. This is a nice pre-code horror zombie cover, and you got good girl zombie cover. This is The Dead Who Walk, and it's just I think it's a really cool book. I think this is actually extra cool because of the more recent series that we have of The Walking Dead. This whole idea of the walking of the dead walking. Maybe this is the book that coined that term. The Dead Who Walk, and it's just a classic pre-code horror cover and title. It was only a one-shot actually from Realistic Comics. Yeah, so just a cool book. Always wanted this one in my collection. And actually what happened was there was a heritage auction sale for the same grade. Didn't quite present as well. And I knew that there was one on my comic shop. And what happened was when the heritage auction went beyond what I was willing to pay, I went back to my comic shop and picked it up for about, I think it was about $100, $150 cheaper for the same grade. Maybe this one actually presents better and might be actually higher than what they say it is. It's supposed to be a 1/0. I think that the spine is split or something. I'm not sure. It doesn't look split, but maybe it's split or detached. I'm not sure what the issue is. But it presents really, really well for a 1/0. This is like supposed to be a 1/0. Doesn't look like it to me. It looks quite solid. So I was quite happy with this one. And I got it for a 1/0 price, or actually less than the most recent sale of a 1/0 price. So really cool. I was quite happy to get it. It's one that was on my want list for a while. I like zombies. I like good girl. Mixture of the two is a double blessing for me. So those were the books for this part 2. You'll notice that there's been a lot of pre-code horror. I've been kind of getting more and more into pre-code horror. So you'll see that in a lot more of the more recent unboxings. So stay tuned for more pre-code horror and some really big books in the next videos. I hope you enjoyed this part. Please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you haven't already, check in the description for a link to the CBCA Awards, where you can vote for this channel for best unboxing videos. So if you can do that, that'd be great. Go follow the link, vote for me, that'd be great. I really appreciate it. And bye for now.